We will now proceed to the main session, which is Mr. Ryan Carl Salas will deliver his presentation. And as you may have noticed, this event will be presented in English. However, all lecturers and students can ask questions in Indonesian, and our team will translate them into English as much as possible. You can ask your question during the presentation using the chat feature on this Zoom. Uh, Without further ado, Mr. Ryan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pak Nico, and just wanted to say hi to everyone. Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to join you in this session. Okay, I'm just going to start sharing my screen, and could you please type 2 in the chat box if you can see my screen? Just checking if you all can see my screen. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, as mentioned by Pak Nico, our session for today will focus on, and as also mentioned by Pak Hedrianto, our session for today will focus on the new EBSCO Discovery Service, and we're also going to touch on the app called EBSCO Mobile app. And this is, again, as mentioned, is organized for Universitas Pelita Harapan. And my name is Ryan Salas, and I am a training specialist for Southeast Asia. I train EBSCO customers across Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. I am a librarian by profession, and prior to joining EBSCO in 2022, I was a technical services head librarian in an academic library in the Philippines. And I obtained my bachelor's degree in library and information science from the University of Santo Tomas. And I'm currently working remotely from my home office in the Philippines, which is very hot at the moment. And to begin, these are the objectives. So if you have any questions, you can unmute your microphones, or you can also use the chat box, and I'll be glad to stop and accommodate any of your questions. You don't have to wait until the end of the session. If you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt me. But we can also you can also take note of your questions, and we'll have time to answer those in the and at the end of the session. And here are the objectives for our session. And it is my hope that by the end of this event, you'll be able to describe and access the new EBSCO Discovery Service platform, describe relevance ranking feature on the EBSCO Discovery Service, navigate the search options and access full text in the new EDS. And I'm also going to refer to EBSCO Discovery Service as EDS. Access the dashboard feature to save, document, and share your research. Find publications, including journals and ebooks. Describe and access this new feature called Concept Map. And we're going to download the free mobile app, and this is called EBSCO Mobile app for Android and iOS devices. We're also going to use the app to find and read resources, and finally locate relevant help and support resources using EBSCO Connect, which is our help website. Now we'll start with discussing how the EBSCO Discovery Service works. So the EBSCO Discovery Service, and as mentioned, also referred to as EDS, is a discovery layer that is designed to provide access to your library's electronic and print collection through a single interface. In a nutshell, the EDS is a single search box that consolidates your resources, and this will allow you to simultaneously search across your library's databases, including your catalogs, your journals, your magazines, institutional repositories, and so on. So this is like a one-stop shop. And to provide additional context, you can think of EDS as the Google for libraries, but the difference is it has authoritative content and credible sources of information, which is essential for us end users and also librarians. And one thing that sets EDS apart from the other platforms is the system has a feature called relevance ranking. So this feature runs an algorithm in the background, and this algorithm impacts how results would appear on the first page of EDS. And the main thing that we use in the relevance ranking is called the field ranking. And the field ranking works by implementing following priorities to search results. And this will also ensure that it will have no bias toward the content from any provider. And the system will show results according to the following criteria. First is match on subject headings, as shown on your screens, followed by match on article titles, match on author keywords, match on keywords within abstract, and match on keywords within the full text. Apart from that, the system also utilizes a feature called value ranking. So what is a value ranking? This is a specific content attribute that matches the records that may contribute to relevant scoring. So you can think of this feature as the tiebreaker. And as we all know, EDS consolidates your resources, which could retrieve millions of results. So this will be the tiebreaker. So it's going to consider following priorities and criteria. So first is the publication date. So it's going to favor recently published content, and this is weighted heavier than the older content. So aside from that, we also have here the publication type, and where certain document types are weighted heavier than the others. So for example, the articles versus the book reviews. And finally, you have here the document length, where articles of a more substantial length will have a heavier weight. So for example, a 1/4 page article is considered less valuable than a 4-page research paper. So that's how the value ranking works. And aside from this, if you're going to use the new EBSCO Discovery Service, you will see this limiter code at my library. And the at my library will enable you to limit search results to records whose full text is available online. It could be via your EBSCO host full text databases, your e-journals, institutional repositories, or even content that are physically available in your library. Okay, so if you're going to select the at my library, for example, you're going to use that as your limiter, you'll be able to access and limit the results to following resources. So first is all your subscribed full-text EBSCO host databases, your library catalog, your institutional repository, any subscribed data partners from which you get access to full text. It's also going to show you your subscribed content via a local collection, which has a full text custom link that is set up in EBSCO admin. And finally, your subscribed content via full text finder. So I know it's a bit technical, but essentially you can access your institutional repositories, your library catalog, the databases that you subscribe to, and so on. Okay, so aside from that, I also have here, so as mentioned, we have here the newest user interface. And to give you an overview of the key components of the new EDS user interface, I have highlighted here some of the significant changes made on the new EDS user interface. Some of you might be wondering what is the reason behind redesigning the user interface. So the reason for this is we want to provide you, our users, with intuitive ways to navigate the platform and also introduce many new features, including the following. You still have here the general search, where you can search across all library resources, your library's resources, and you can also apply filters and access content. You also have here the My Dashboard. So if you're familiar with the My EBSCO folder, if you're using the classic EBSCO host, so this is the redesigned version. This is the upscale version. And you can now create projects, save items and searches. You can also view your holds and checkouts. And we're going to discuss this in a while. So it will require personal sign-in, but since you're using Open Athens, the access to your personal account will be seamless. And you also have here your publications, where you can search journal, If you're looking for a specific ebook title, you can also use the publication finder, or you can also now search different, you can use subjects, databases, and a specific search. Now, finally, we have here the concept map. And the concept map is a visual searching tool that allows users to identify relationships between concepts and also build a layered search. So again, this will be discussed during the live demo. Now, before we head over to the live demonstration, I would also like to quickly give you a few tips and tricks that you can use moving forward. You can also use this on your EBSCO host interface and on the new EBSCO Discovery Service. So EDS does support searching with Boolean operators. And some of you might be already familiar with the Boolean operators, but essentially these are simple words comprised of the and, or, and not. And these are used as conjunctions to combine or exclude keywords in a search, which will help us to broaden or retrieve results efficiently. Now, aside from combining and excluding keywords, you can also use the Boolean operator to broaden your search results. Now, we have here the and Boolean operator, and this is used between terms to combine and narrow your search. And the keyword here is narrow, as you can see. So by using the and Boolean operator, it's going to combine your keywords. Now, for example, you're looking for education and health, and you want to combine education and health to come up with a specific search results. So that's when you can use the and Boolean operator. So it's going to look for resources containing education and health. You also have here the or Boolean operator, which is also used between terms. And by using the or Boolean operator, it will help you to broaden your search. Now, in this case, the system will look for at least one of the keywords indicated. And for example, I'm still using the examples that I use for the and Boolean operator. So it's now going to search for either education or health, which will then broaden your search results. Now, finally, you have here the not Boolean operator. So when can you use the not Boolean operator? This will be relevant if you're looking for a specific keyword. So let's say, for example, you only want to search for education and you want to suppress health from appearing within the search results. Now, that's when the not Boolean operator will come in handy. You can use this. And for example, we want to search for education only and not health. So we can type not. So it's going to, the system is only going to focus on education, but not health. So I hope that's clear, but if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box, or you can also unmute your microphones. And aside from the Boolean operators, you can also use other tips and tricks. So we have here the asterisk wildcard. So we call this truncation. Now to use this, you have to enter the root of your term. So I have here letters S, Y, and D, R, O, M. And you'll notice that the last letter here was replaced by an asterisk wildcard. And if you're going to do this, the system is going to retrieve variations within this root term. So it's going to pick up results containing syndrome, syndromes, and so on. Now, aside from replacing a character using an asterisk wildcard, you can also use the asterisk wildcard to replace a word. So in this case, if you're looking for variations within the words chief and officer, so you can type in or replace the word with an asterisk wildcard. So it's going to retrieve records containing chief medical officer, chief executive officer, or chief financial officer, and so on. You also have here the exact phrase. So what you can do is enclose your keywords in double quotation marks. So for example, the search will look for words in this exact order. That's going to pick up results on diplomatic relation. And since we are using asterisk wildcard, so it's also going to show you results on diplomatic relations, relationships, and so on. Now, finally, you have here parentheses. So you can use this to make better use of the Boolean operators. So you can use parentheses to nest query or string with other query terms. So the parentheses will read the search string in parentheses. So it will just instruct the system to prioritize a specific keywords or certain keywords. Now, in this case, the system is going to give priority to our initial keywords, which are health promotion or public health promotion. And this will be combined with the succeeding keywords, which are Indonesia or Southeast Asia. So you can replace the end Boolean operator with the or Boolean operator and so on. So again, I hope that's clear, but if you have any questions, please let me know. Now, I also have here like the brief overview of the 3 key steps to search and retrieve resources on the EBSCO Discovery Service. And first, what you have to do first is you have to structure your search. And you'll start with the search. So in this stage, we're going to come up with your research question and how you would structure your search, whether you want to use phrases, truncation, or Boolean. Now, after determining your search and your search strategy, you're going to run a search. And as mentioned a while ago, and as we all know, EBSCO Discovery Service will retrieve millions of results, which is not specific to what we need. So what you can do is use the filter and the facets to focus your search and refine the results. And finally, after structuring your search, filtering the results, you can now look for the full text. You can also do other things here, like adding the results to your dashboard and do other request options, such as grabbing the citation. You can also export the citation or download the resources. Now, without further ado, let's now head over to the live demonstration, and I'm going to show you how you can navigate the new EBSCO Discovery Service. And you may access your EBSCO Discovery Service through your library website. And if you want to follow along, and I do encourage you to follow along, I'm going to share the link of your library website. So I hope that you can still see my screen. And I'm going to pop the URL in the chat box. So as mentioned, if you want to follow along, just access the link that I sent. And here will be, once you click on the link, this will be your main landing page. And to access EBSCO Discovery Service, you can use the search box, type in any keywords. So if you're looking for online learning, I'm going to type in online learning and run a quick search. So it's going to take me to the main landing page of EBSCO Discovery Service. And since I have already authenticated, it won't require me to authenticate. But in your case, if you're going to access this for the first time, you can, you'll be prompted to log in. Now, here is the main landing page of EBSCO Discovery Service. And this is the new user interface. You may notice that the platform and the interface here is straightforward and it's more intuitive. So you have here your filters. So these are your pre-search limiters. Now, prior to running your search, you can use any of the limiters here. You can also access advanced search. So this will show you the different rows. You can use the field codes and the Boolean operator. And you also have here your dashboard, your research tools, and links. And since this is a hands-on activity, and I hope that everyone is following along, to guide us through the live demo and through the hands-on activity, we have here a search example. So we're going to locate articles on the topic of leadership. And as mentioned, it's going to retrieve massive list of results. And since EDS consolidates your library resources, now to help us manage the results, we're going to limit the results to online resources, to articles from the past 5 years, articles from academic journals, and we're also going to save the first item and the results to our dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to now head over to the live interface. And as mentioned, here is EBSCO Discovery Service. So we'll start by typing our keyword. And if you're following along, please click on the search bar and then type in leadership. All right, so I'm just going to quickly refresh this. Now, once you type in your keywords, you'll notice that the system is automatically recommending terms. And this is a useful feature, especially to researchers or users in general. And this will provide you with recommendations. So as you type your keywords, you have leadership, learning, leadership styles, and so on. So if you're doing a research and if you haven't come up with or if you're planning to come up with a research topic, so you can use this. So if you're looking for leadership styles, you can type in your keywords here. You also have here the publications. This will take you to publication finder. You can, if you're looking for a specific journal, ebook, and so on, or magazines, you can use the publication search. Now let's go ahead and click one of the popular searches. So I'm going to select leadership. And once you have selected the keyword, it's going to run an automatic search. So you have here the publication. As mentioned, you have this boxes here. We're going to call this placards. So the placards will is going to show you specific information. So the first placard that we have here is called the publication. And it's telling us that this is a book. So if you want to access this publication, just click on about this publication. Now, aside from that, you also have here the research starter. So the research starter will be helpful. It's going to provide you with a brief description of the research topic. So it's going to show you topical. So it's going to show us the abstract first. And if you want to access the full text version, so you can click on access now, and it's going to take us to the full text. So you have here leadership, and you have related research starters. So you have your brief information about leadership. Now, this is a good alternative to Wikipedia because this generates a credible sources of information, and it's coming from authoritative source. So it's coming from Salem Press and Encyclopedia Britannica and so on. So there you go. So that's the research starter. I'm going to quickly go back to the search results and just going to click on the back button here. So it's going to take me back to the search results. And as you can see, we have 8.6 million results. So we have very ambiguous search results here. And the results are also enormous. Now, if you want to access the second page, we're currently accessing the first page. So if you want to access the second page, just click on the show more results. So it's going to take you to the second page. So it's very easy. So there you go. So here is the second page. Now going back, if I scroll up, I also want to mention that the results here are sorted according to relevance, but you can change the sorting option by clicking on the relevance drop down. You have here relevance, date newest, date oldest, and so on. And going back to the search results, as mentioned, this is ambiguous and enormous. So as a user, the last thing that we want to do is waste our time scrolling through millions of results. So what you can do is filter this down and manage the search results. So how can you do that? You can use the different filters and limiters, which are located just beneath the search bar. You have the online full text. You can limit this to peer-reviewed resources. You have the all time, and you can now use the different ranges here. So you have past 5 years, past 10 years, and so on. And if you're looking for a specific source type, you can go to source type dropdown. You have academic journals, magazines, ebooks, and so on. And these are just some of the filters. And if you want to access the entire list of filters, what you can do is click on all filters. So if I'm going to select this, it's going to bring up this panel on the right-hand side. And you have here the full list of filters. Now, the first one, we have here online full text. So we're going to select this. You also have here the At My Library. So as mentioned a while ago, you can also use this. You can limit your results to peer-reviewed journals. And if you're going to select catalog only, this will show resources that are physically available in your library. So it's going to show your OPAC. So if you're going to select this limiter. So you can use this if you want to search for physical books. You also have here the date range. You can narrow by past 12 months, past 5 years, or you can also customize the range. So you can use the date picker tool. So it's like the one that we see on Airbnb. So you have here the content provider. The content provider will show you the databases that your institution subscribe to or you subscribes to. So you have the regional business news, you have academic search complete, and if you want to access the full list of content providers, just click on 42 more. And if you're looking for a specific content provider, you can also use the search box to type in the name of the content provider. Aside from that, you have your source types. If you're looking for ebooks, magazines, you can use this. You have here your subject. You can also limit by publisher, by publication. You can also limit by language. You have English and so on. Geography will show us different countries. You have United States, United Kingdom, and so on. And you can also see the library location, the different universities here, and you also have here your collection. And going back to the filters, so we're going to make sure that we're going to select academic journals, past 5 years, and we're also going to select online full text, and going to untick peer-reviewed. So as you may notice, once you select a limiter, it will be listed under the active filters. So this feature will help you to efficiently track the limiters that you have selected and remove any of the limiters as deemed necessary. You may also notice that you have here the lock icon at the top right. So this makes all the applied filters stick until you remove the filter through deselection by clicking on the X icon or by clicking on clear all. And you can configure this. You can change the settings here. You can click on the padlock icon and you have here the remove filters between searches. Now, if you're going to unlock the filter, what will happen is, so let's say, for example, we're going to modify my search. So if I'm going to add in leadership or going to add another term for leadership, and I'm going to type in management. So if I'm going to, so I'm just going to click on search. And just wanted to mention that I haven't unlocked the filter here. So, or I actually clicked on unlock. So what happened was when we click on the search, since I run a new search, we're now seeing leadership and management. And since I have selected remove filters between searches, what happened was the system here suppress all the limiters that I have applied in my previous search. So if I want to use these limiters over and over again, and if I'm going to change my search strategy, what I can do is click on keep filters between searches, and it won't refresh the filters. So if I'm going to select online full text, past 5 years, and I have here the source type, and I'm going to click on apply. So even if I configure or change the search strategy here, the filters, the three filters that I have applied will be remained or will remain. So if I go back, I have here the filters. So that's how you can make use of the sticky filters. So this is called sticky filters. Now going back to the search results, as you may notice, we have been able to narrow down the search results. By the way, I use management here, and it yielded a total of 302,000 plus results. So you can now navigate through the list, and you can now investigate and evaluate the items here. So from the search results, you can see the title. We have here the title. You can also see the badges. So the badges will just show you whether this article or resource has been peer reviewed or not. Or it's also going to show you the publication type. So this one is an academic journal. Apart from that, we can also see the abstract. You can also view the subjects. Now you'll notice that the subjects here are hyperlinked. If you're going to select one of the subjects, it's going to rerun that search and it's going to search for research paper, or if you select organizational structure, so it's going to show you resources about organizational structure. You can also see the authors and so on. Now we have here the bookmark icon. If you want to bookmark this, so this item will be saved to your dashboard. So this is what you call the dashboard. And if you're going to save this item, this will be saved under the bookmark items. Aside from that, you also have here the three dot menu. So if you click on the three dots or the kebab menu, it's going to show you our tools and features. The first one will allow you to grab the citation. So we provide different citation styles, and in total, we have 9 different citation styles. So you can click on the drop down. I know this will be useful, especially for researchers. If you want to grab the citation, there is an efficient way to do that and include this in your bibliography. And if you want to select a specific style, just click on the drop down and you have here a list of citations. And you can use APA 7th edition, which is the American Psychological Association. To grab the citation, just click on copy to clipboard, and that's how you can grab the citation. Aside from copying the citation, you can also export the citation. So you have different exporting tools. You can export this in READS format. You have CTAV, you have ProCite, Mendeley, Zotero, and so on. You also have your RefWorks and so on. Aside from grabbing the citation, you can also quickly add this to your project. But since I haven't signed in to my account, it's going to prompt me to sign in. So you can go ahead and sign in, but since I am not part of your institution, it's going to prompt me to log in. So I'm going to show you later how you can access your dashboard. We can also share this by clicking on the share button. We can upload this to Google Drive. If you're using Google Drive, you can upload this to your Google Drive, to your OneDrive, or you can also create a link. So this will generate a persistent link. Aside from that, you can also email this to someone. If you want to email this to your colleagues, to your classmates, or to anyone else, you can use the email function. And you just have to type in the email address in the field. So going back to the tools here, you can also quickly download this. So this is a new feature. You can download the metadata if you don't have the full text access. You can download the metadata only. This will be useful if you just want to grab the metadata or you're doing your bibliography. But if you come across a resource that has full text availability, you can quickly download the full text version by clicking on download. So let's see if we have full text version for this one. All right. So let me try to access the second page. All right, so fortunately it's showing us custom links, but essentially that's how you can generate the, or that's how you can download the full text version. So you can click on download. And you also may notice that we have here the more like this button. So the more like this button, if you're going to click on this, it's going to generate related articles or titles, whether you are on the search result or on the detailed record. So this feature is similar to the recommendations that you see on Netflix. So when you watch a movie or a series, and this feature aims to enhance your viewing experience and your searching experience by suggesting titles that align with your interest or your scope of study, and ultimately helping you discover new and engaging contents. So it's going to show you top 5 recommendations. You can click on next to access the succeeding resources or articles. And if you want to view the detailed record, just click on the title. You can also bookmark this from this panel here. And if you click on the title, so I'm just going to deselect the online full text. And if you want to access the detailed record, just click on the title, and it's going to show us the detailed record. You can now review the title, the bibliographic details. You have here the title. If you scroll down, you can also see the description. So you can review this prior to using this resource to save time. So you can also view the subject terms. So the subject terms are hyperlinked, and you can still access the more like this. So there you go. So we have here the different recommendations. And if you want to access this, you can click on the access options. If you click on full text finder, it's going to take you to a different page. And this is where you can access the full text version. So again, as mentioned, I'm not part of your institution. Therefore, I won't be able to access this full text, the full text version. Now, if you go back, you have here the tools that I mentioned. You can access this when you click on the title or the article. You can use the citation, add this to your project, share this, and finally download this if you want to. Now that's it. Searching using the basic search. So any questions? If you have any questions, you can use the chat box. And I'm just checking our chat box to see if you have any questions. Okay, so I think no questions so far. And a reminder, if you have any questions, you can type in your questions in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Now that's the basic search. Now, apart from using the basic search feature, you can also use the advanced search. And the advantage of using the advanced search is it will allow you to search for something that is a bit more focused and advanced. So you can also use this to combine search terms. You may also use this feature if you come across a research question. So for example, we have here a research question that is very relevant and significant to today's world. And we have here research question: does artificial intelligence encourage cheating in education? Now, the strategy that we're going to apply here is we're going to extract the keywords from the research question, and we're going to search for the keywords individually and combine this using the and boolean operator. So we're going to use artificial intelligence, cheating, and education. And we're going to use this, or we're going to run the search using the advanced search. As mentioned, you have here the advanced search button. If you click on this one, it's going to allow you to use the guided style find field. Now, the guided style find field will allow you to use the field codes. So the field codes here will allow you to search for a specific area within the resource. Now, let's say, for example, you know the particular author of that resource. You can use the author field code and then type in the name of the author. Now, let's say, for example, you're looking for the title. You can select the title and so on. So that's how you can use the field code. If you're going to use the O fields, this is called unqualified search. So it's going to search on variety of fields. So it's going to search for the author, the title, the subject, and so on. So if you want to have a broader search results, you can use all fields. Now, aside from that, you can also use the Boolean operators. You have 3 Boolean operators, as I have discussed a while ago. You can use the AND or and not Boolean operators. You can also use the pre-search limiters, but before I go there, I wanted to point out that you can also add the fields. So if you're looking for, if you're searching for something that is very specific, you can add more fields. So going back to the filters, you can also use the filters prior to searching. And if you're following along, and I hope that you're still following along, what we're going to do now is we're going to type in our keywords, and we'll start with artificial intelligence. So as you can notice, the autocomplete feature is very responsive. So it's going to show you list of recommendations. And we're also going to type in cheating, and finally, education. And we're not going to select any field code, but if you want to select a field code, just click on the drop down and you have title, author, and so on. And if you're happy with your search terms, you can now click on the search button and it's going to take you to the search results. And there you go. So as you may notice, we have here more manageable search results. So compared to the basic search, which yielded roughly around 8 million, so the advanced search will help you come up with a more specific search results. Now, another feature of the new EDS user interface that is very useful, you can now grab the URL, this URL from your search bar or from your browser, and this will now generate a permanent link. So you can, if you want to share the entire search results with someone else, you can grab the URL here and share this with anyone else. So there you go. So going back, you can further narrow this down by applying filters. If you click on the all filters, it's going to show you the complete list of filters. You have the date range, and I'm going to narrow this to academic journals. So there you go. So you have here 4,485 results. So you can access this. You have your different access options. So you have the full text finder, directory of open access journals, and you can also access the full text version. So you have here the PDF full text. So if you click on this one, it's going to take you to PDF, the PDF version of the article. Now, I do want to point out that there is a new feature on the PDF version. In the classic version, if you click on the text-to-speech feature, is exclusive to HTML full text articles only. But in the new UI, you can click on the headset icon, and you can now use the text-to-speech feature. So this is an added feature. Okay, so going back, so aside from accessing the full text, if you come across an interesting search results, so if you find this search results or search term specific and relevant to your needs, what you can do is set up a search alert. So this will save you time, as you won't have to constantly check the platform for new information. And by setting up an alert, you'll receive notifications whenever there is a change or updates within the search results. And to create an alert, it's really simple and it's really easy to do. You just have to click on the 3 dots and click on create alert. So that's how you can create an alert. So it's going to prompt you to sign in. So I'll just try if I can sign into my account. But unfortunately, no. But I'm just going to show you later how you can. All right, so I'm actually going to use my demo account here just to show you. So please bear with me. I'm just going to access my demo account and access this in a different location because I just want to show you how you can create search alerts. All right, so please bear with me. I'm just going to sign in. Okay, so I'm using my demo account and I'm going to access and show you how you can set up email alerts or the search alerts. So again, we're going to run a search and I'm going to also show you the dashboard. So I'm going to quickly use online learning as my keywords. And if you want to create a search alert, as mentioned a while ago, just click on the three dots. So you have three dots just beside the sorting option. And you can now click on create alert. And this is how you can set up your search alerts. So once you have created your alert, it will now be migrated. So it's going to first show us this form that sits behind it, and it will require you to enter the required information, including the alert name. So you can configure this. If you don't want to use online learning, you can type in a different alert name. You can also include a brief description, which is an optional field. You can also configure the frequency. You have daily, monthly, and weekly. And you can also configure the alert notifications. And once you're done and happy with your search, you can click on create alert and it's going to indicate or it's going to show us this message to let us know that the alert has been successfully created. If you click on close, it's going to take you back to the searching interface and it's now going to show us the alert that we've just created. And I'm going to show you later how you can manage your search alerts in the dashboard. And without further ado, I'm now going to discuss the dashboard. So as mentioned, the dashboard is the reimagined version of the My EBSCO folder. And in the dashboard, this is where you'll find your projects, your saved items, your searches, and the items that you viewed. And since you're using single sign-on or Open Athens, you will be logged in automatically to your personal user account. So the experience will be seamless and you can now use your dashboard without logging in twice. And to access this, so I'm going to go back to my demo account. So to access your dashboard, you can go to the left-hand side. You have here your overview. So if I go to overview, this is going to show us the most recent projects, all the most recent items that you've bookmarked, as well as the searches, the items that you viewed. So if you're going to click on an article, what will happen is the system is going to save that title in your viewed resources. And you also have here your holds and checkouts. So if I go back to the projects, if I want to access the entire list of projects, I can go to projects tab and I have here the projects that I have created in the past arranged in chronological order. And if I want to access or if I want to create a new project, I can click on the plus icon and it's going to show me this form. I can give this project a name. So if you're doing a project or a research on artificial intelligence, you can type in artificial intelligence. And I'm going to type in research. And you can also add a due date, which is one of my favorite features. So if I want to be reminded of the due date, I can click on the calendar icon and then select the due date. So if my professor will require me to submit this on the 2nd of May, I can include a due date, and I can also include a brief description, but this is only optional. Now, once you're happy with your project, just click on create, and that's how you can create your project. So as mentioned a while ago, you can use this, and you can also add resources to your project by clicking on the 3 dots. So for example, I have here my saved resources. So if I want to add anything to my project, I'm going to click on the tools and then click on add to project. So it's going to ask me to select the project. So I have different projects here. And if I want to add this to my artificial intelligence, I can click on add. And we're now here on the saved resources. So this is where you can access the items that you've bookmarked. So I have here the article that I have bookmarked. I can also see an ebook. And if I want to bulk export this, if I want to bulk export the metadata, what I can do is click or tick the box here, and I have two options. The first one will allow me to export this. So if I click on export, I can now select my citation tool of choice. So we still have the Reese format, EasyVib, and so on. You can also download this. If you click on the download icon, the down arrow here, so we can download the metadata for this. So this will be useful if I'm doing review of related literature. If I want to cite my references, I can bulk export those items, and I have here the PDF. So if I open this, it's going to show me the metadata or the citation. So if I scroll down, I have here the citation. So that this feature is really handy and helpful. We also have here the searches. So you can access your recent searches that you have conducted. And this is where you can also access and manage the alerts that you have created. So before we go to search alerts, here is search history. So if you want to rerun your search, this will be useful if you want to rerun a specific search. So you just have to click on the title, and it's going to take you back to the search results. Now, aside from that, we have here your search alerts. And these are the searches or the searches that we have, the search alerts that we have created. And if you want to edit your search alert, just click on the 3 dot and you can now edit your alert. You can also view the results. So if you want to rerun your search, and you can also delete an alert. If you click on edit alert, this will allow you to edit this alert, and you can change the alert name, the description, the frequency. And the good thing about this new feature, you can now renew or extend the alert. So you can click on or tick on this box if you want to extend or renew your alert. And if you're going to renew your alert, this will be extended for a year. So you can now click on Save Changes. And if I go back, so we can also delete an alert if I want to by clicking on the 3 dots and then click on the dustbin icon or the delete button. Now, the recently viewed here will just show you the items that you viewed if you click on the title. And you have here the holds and checkouts for ebooks. And I know that your institution doesn't allow you to download ebooks. So in case you'll download ebooks in the future, this is where you can access those titles. All right, so going back, so that's the dashboard. So I hope that's clear. If you have any questions, I'm just going to double check the chat box and see if you have any questions. All right, so no question so far. And so the next thing that, all right, so I think someone turned on the microphone. Do you have any question?
Not yet.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. Yeah, so I have here a question which was sent directly to me. So the question is, if I want to conduct systematic literature review regarding youth services using EBSCO, what database do I need to mention, or do I just mention EBSCO straight away? Yes, a good question. So if you want to, so you can use EDS for that search, and you can actually type in youth service. And if I'm going to click on the magnifying glass, it's going to take me to the search results. So if you want to really come up with a very specific search, so it will depend on your preference. But if you want to access a specific database using EBSCO Discovery Service, what you can do is click on All Filters, go to Content Provider, and you have here your different databases. So you can use Academic Search Complete for youth services, since this is a multidisciplinary database. And I would recommend, so if again, it will depend on your preference, but I'm going to select Academic Search Complete. So this is how I'm going to filter the results to Academic Search Complete only. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to discuss this quickly. We have another question here. So if you want to limit your search results to Academic Search Complete, just click this, select the content provider and click on Apply. Now, if you want to further narrow this down, so as you can see, we have 45,000 plus results. But if you want to further narrow this down, if you want to drill further, what you can do is go to subjects. So you have different subject terms. You have youth service, and you can explore mental health, descriptive statistics. And if you go to mental health, so this will be combined with youth service. If I click on apply, this will further narrow down my search results. And you have here 14,000 plus results. All right, so you can use EBSCO Discovery Service, but you can also use EBSCO Host. But the advantage of using EBSCO Host is it will allow you to access specific limiters. So the EBSCO here, the advantage of EBSCO Discovery Service over EBSCO Host is it's going to show you more results. But if you want to have a very specific results, and if you want to use the thesaurus or the controlled terms, you can use EBSCO Host. All right. Yes, you can use, if you're talking about the EDS, you can use EDS to do your systematic review. And again, you can use the filters and the facets here to limit your search results. So I'm using Search Complete, Academic Search Complete, and I'm also using the subject facet here. So I hope that answers the question, but if not, please let me know. All right, no worries. So you can also access the full text if you click on the access options. Now, for the other question, we have here, do we need to put specific syntax? So I suppose this is the field code, but correct me if I'm wrong. And since in some database, they need specific syntax on doing. So you can, if you want to come up with a very precise search, that's right, you can use the advanced search. So I'm just going to click on the new search. So by clicking on the new search, what will happen is it's going to remove the filters that we've selected in the previous search. So as you may notice, I have selected the content provider limiter and the subject. And if I click on the new search, it will refresh the page. And this is the brand new search page. So it's not going to use the limiters and filters that I have used. Now going back to the question. So we have here the advanced search and the syntax. So I suppose this is the field code. So if you want to come up with a very specific search, let's say, for example, you're looking for a specific title of an ebook. So if you know the title, so we're going to type in the writing game. And since I know that this is the title of the ebook, I can use the title field code. So it's going to search for the title only. It's going to exclude the subjects that include writing and game. So I'm going to select this and run a quick search. And it's now going to show me the title only. So we have here 1,262 search results. So that is the field code title. As shown here, we have TI, which stands for title. And if you want to further narrow this down, what you can do is enclose your keywords in double quotation marks. So in this way, it's going to search for the keyword here in this exact order. So if I click on the magnifying glass icon, it's going to rerun the search, and you'll notice that we have here the writing game in exact order. Now, aside from that, you can also use other field codes. If you go back here, you can type in the author. So if you're looking for the author, in this case, I'm looking for the author and I'm looking for William Shakespeare. So I can click on author and then click on search. So there you go. So if you review the detailed record, it's now going to show us that one of the authors here is William Shakespeare. Or if you are looking for a specific result, you can also, if you're looking for William Shakespeare, you can enclose this in double quotation marks. There you go. So as you can see, we have William Shakespeare. So I hope that answers the question. I hope what I answered is relevant to the question. If you're talking about the syntax, I suppose this is the field codes. Yeah, please let me know. If not, I'll be happy to clarify my answer. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for the confirmation. So while waiting, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the publications. So as mentioned, publication search will allow you to search for a specific ebook, journals, or magazines. And it's also going to allow you to use the different categories here. You have publications, by database, by subject, and so on. So you can also use the search box if you're looking for a specific resource. Now let's go ahead and have a look at the publication finder. So if you want to access the publication finder, you can click on publications. It's listed under the research tools. If you click on the publications, it's going to take you to the publication finder main landing page. Now, as mentioned, you have here the search bar. If you're looking for a known title, so if you're looking for Harvard Business Review, you can type in Harvard Business Review, and you can also use the A to Z list. We have here a journal, and the title is Harvard Business Review. So that's how you can run a keyword search. You can also change this to title. If you're looking for ISSN or ISBN, or if you know the author, you can use the field codes here. Okay, so going back, so you have here the limiters. You can also narrow down the results. So going back, now aside from, so as mentioned, you have the A to Z, and you have here subcategory. And aside from the search home or the keyword search, you can also browse using different databases. It's going to show you your subscribed databases. You have the A to Z list. Now, let's say, for example, you're looking for business source. So we're going to go to letter B, and we have here the list. So we have business source premier. And if you're going to click this, it's going to take you to the search results. And it's going to show us 10,000 results since our search term or we have selected database, so it's going to show us ambiguous search results. So what you can do is use the filters on the left hand side. You have your resources, different subjects, databases, and so on. And finally, you have here the browse subjects. So this will be useful if you want to browse different subjects. So you have agriculture, education, fine arts, and so on. Now, if you click on the arrow here, you'll notice that the arrow will expand, indicating, or the arrow will go down, indicating that it has expanded the subject. And you have here the subheadings for education. You have history of education. And if you click on this, it's going to now take us to the search results. Okay, so if you go here to the search results, you'll notice that you have here book. If you're looking for, as mentioned, journal, or you can also filter this to ebook or report in this case. So you can use the filters on the right or on the left-hand side. So you can see that it narrowed the results to 82 only. So that's the publication finder. So I hope that's clear. And if you have any questions, please use the chat box. All right, so I hope I answered the questions a while ago, but if not, please let me know. I'll be happy to clarify the question. All right, so we have here as well the concept map, and this is a graphical or visual display, and this will also allow you to find connections between different search terms or concepts in a more visual way. So this tool is especially useful for visual learners, and they will have a better understanding of how information is organized. And you can also better search the database as well. Now we can access the concept map. It's located, if I go back to EDS, it's located just beneath the publications. If you go to a concept map, it's going to take you to a different page. And this is the main landing page of concept map. If you're following along, you can type in any keywords. You can explore other keywords. But in my case, I'm going to type in Indonesia. And as you type your keywords, you have here the recommended terms, just like on the EBSCO Discovery Service platform. But the difference here, as you may notice, we have here brief description of the subject. And if you want to explore Indonesia, you can click on the term, and it's going to take us to the search results. So we have here Indonesia, which is the main concept, and you can also see a brief description. This will be useful if you're doing research or you have an assignment. You can also see the domain. It's under the domain of geography and places, and the concept class is location. You can change the grouping option here. By default, you're reviewing the results using the relationships grouping. But you have other option, and this is called the domains. So the domain here will enable you to, it's going to display the results by discipline. So you have here Indonesia under the domain of geography and places, Indonesia under the domain of business, economics, and finance. And it's telling us that Indonesia is part of G20. And you also have here culture and society and the general information about Indonesia. You have colony, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and so on. And if you don't want to use domains, you can also use relationships. So it's now going to show us the explicit relationship of Indonesia with other keywords. So it's going to show us relationship between the term that we're currently searching, which is Indonesia, and Indonesia as part of, we have Southeast Asia, and Asia, you have G20, and so on. If you scroll down, you have here Indonesia as diplomatic relation. you have Madagascar, Japan, and so on. If you scroll down, you have here Indonesia, political relations, and so on. Now, what you can do is add this to your search. So if you add anything to your search, this will be listed under the selected concept. So once you have selected a concept, you can also combine this using the boolean operator. But for here, you only have two options. You can use the and the or boolean operator. You can also explore concept. So let's say you've run a search using Indonesia and you come across G20 and wondered what is G20. So if you want to explore this concept, what you can do is click on explore concept and it's going to rerun a search and it's now going to show us G20, a brief description about this term, and we can again change the grouping here by relationship and domain. So based here, G20 is an international forum for governments and central bank governors from Argentina, Australia, Mexico, and I can also see Indonesia here and so on. So if you want to add this to your search, just click on add to search and this will be listed under the selected concepts. Now, before we run a search, I do want to point out that you can also change the viewing option. And we have here the web-like structure. So in the middle will be the main concept. And surrounding the main concepts are the terms related to G20. And if you're happy with the concepts that you've selected, you can click on see full results. What will happen here is it's going to take you back to EBSCO Discovery Service and run a search. You can also see the content preview. So it's just going to show you the number of results that you can retrieve once you've run a search. So I'm going to use, so you can use or as well, the or boolean operator or the and boolean operator. And if you click on see full results, as mentioned, it's going to take you to EBSCO Discovery Service. And we have 39,000 plus results. So we have here G20 and Indonesia, which are both highlighted. So that's the concept map. So any questions or clarifications before we continue to EBSCO mobile app, which will be the last topic for this session? All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know. You can use the chat box. Okay, so just reviewing. So no questions so far. So now going to discuss the last topic for this session, and this is the EBSCO mobile app. So the EBSCO mobile app is free. We have one question here. Yes, the question here is the EBSCO account acquired through UPH. Yes, your institution is subscribing to EDS, and they could probably provide more information about this, but the access is through your library. So I think the people from the library could clarify this further. No worries, thank you. Okay, so going back to EBSCO mobile app. So the mobile app is free, and this is available to all EBSCO Discovery Service and EBSCO host users. So you can download the app for free. And even if you don't subscribe to EBSCO products, you can still download the EBSCO mobile app because we do have open access resources. And the advantage of using the mobile app is it's going to offer you with ubiquitous access to your library's resources. So you can access your library's resources anytime, anywhere. So whether you're riding on a train or in a taxi, so you can access your resources using the EBSCO mobile app. And as mentioned, this is free. And if you want to download the app today, you can scan the code here. I have two QR codes. The first QR code are for the Apple users. So if you're using Apple, you can download or scan and download the app on Apple Store. And you also have here I also have here another code for Google Play for those of you who are using Android devices. But please note that there are minimum requirements when downloading the EBSCO mobile app. So your device must be running at least for Apple iPhones and iPads. The minimum is iOS 11 plus. While for Android devices, the minimum is Android 9 plus. And you also have Chromebook that supports Android apps via Google Play. So you can scan the QR codes, and I'm just going to quickly share my phone screen, and I'm going to quickly demo the EBSCO mobile app. Okay, so I hope that everyone can see my screen. So I have, as mentioned, shown, I have already downloaded the mobile app. And to access this, just have to tap on the EBSCO mobile app, and it's going to prompt you to log in. So you have two tabs here. The first one, which is access with your institution, it will prompt you to log in using Find My Organization. If you tap on this button, it's going to prompt you to search for the name of your institution. So you can use the name of your institution, your street, the postal code, or the city. So if you type in Universitas, all right. Yeah, there you go. So we have here Universitas Pelita Harapan. So if you want to access your resources through the EBSCO mobile app, just tap on this one, tap on Connect Your Institution, and tap on Continue. So it's going to prompt you to log in using your Open Athens account. So as mentioned, by using Open Athens, it will provide you with seamless experience. And another option that you can use is called the Try EBSCO Open Research. So this will allow you, or this will be useful for users who are not affiliated with an institution subscribing to EBSCO products. Those users who are not affiliated or are affiliated rather, but can't find their institution in the Find My Organization list. And finally, this will also be useful for users who find their institution in the Find My Organization list, but they don't have the login credentials to sign in into their profile or credentials. But in your case, what you can do is tap on Access with your institution and search for your institution and then log in using Open Athens. And in my case, I'm going to use my demo account. And I'm going to type in EBSCO Information Services. Again, this will prompt me to log in. And I'm going to tap on Continue. And I can also sign in using my Google. But you don't have to worry about this since you're using Open Athens. And there you go. So once you have authenticated, this will be your main landing page. That's going to, so since I use my personal user account, my screen here is customized. And in your case, since you're using Open Athens, your interface will also be customized and your name will be appended on the upper left-hand corner of the screens. And you have here the main landing page. So the first one that you have here is the recently viewed, and this will allow you to view the articles that you have recently viewed while using the app. So what you can do is tap on the article again, or if you access an ebook, you can tap and view that ebook again. Meanwhile, you also have here the recommended for you. So the recommended for you will show you related materials, and the recommendations in this area are displayed based on the most recent articles and ebooks that you have viewed. And finally, you have here your discover recent subjects, and subjects in this area are displayed based on the articles that you have viewed while using the app. So you can also tap on any of the subjects here. And if you want to conduct a specific search, you can tap on the magnifying glass icon. And this will allow you to enter your search terms in the search box. And you may notice that you can also do recent searches. It's going to show you the terms that you have searched in the past. So you can rerun that search, and you can also use the different limiters here, the pre-search limiters. You have peer-reviewed and so on. If you tap on online learning, so it's going to show us the results. And you have here an article, an ebook, and so on. So if you want to access the full text version, and by the way, you can also bookmark the items here, just like on EDS. Just tap on the bookmark icon. And if you bookmark this, it will be saved under your bookmarked items. And if you want to access the full text version, you can tap on the title. And it's going to show you the bibliographic details. So you can access your ebook online, and you can also access journals as well. So you have the abstract. You can review the abstract. You can also review the authors, the document type, and so on. And if you click on or tap on the more like this, it's going to show you titles, recommended titles based on this title. So you have top 4 or 4 ebook titles. And for those of you who are using the app, or for the Apple users, you can also share this one by tapping on the share icon. And this will allow you to share this using different apps. So you can airdrop this, and you can also share this on WhatsApp, on Teams, and so on. And if you want to access the full text version of this ebook, just tap on access options and read online. You don't have to worry about the download. I'm using my my demo account here. And let's just wait for the content to load. All right, apologies. My phone here is a bit sluggish. So let me try to refresh that. There you go. Let's just wait for it. There you go. So that is the title. Here is the title page of the ebook. What I can do is tap on the 3 dots here, and it's going to show me the tools here, which are also available on the EDS platform. You can grab the citation, share this, view the details. You can also see the table of contents. So you don't have to scroll through the entire list here. So you can use the table of contents. And if you're looking for a specific topic or specific keyword, you can also use the search within and then type in any keywords here. So if you're looking for online, you can run a quick search using online. And we have here the page numbers as well. All right, so if you want to access the pages here, just have to swipe up, and that's how you can access different pages. If you want to zoom in, what you can do is use your index and your thumb fingers and move it away from each other. So that's how you zoom in. And if you want to zoom out, just pinch the screen. There you go. And that's how you can read resources using the mobile app. And in case you have bookmarked an item, you can go to your bookmark icon, and it's going to show you your saved items. So if you bookmark anything or any item, you can access those under your saved items. And that takes me to the end of my presentation. So before I end the session, I do want to show you our help and support resources. and we call this EBSCO Connect. All right, so you can use EBSCO Connect if you want to search for resources, and the resources will help you navigating different EBSCO platforms. So here is the URL. So if you click on the URL, it's going to take you to EBSCO Connect main landing page. Sorry. So here is the main landing page, or this is actually an article about the new EBSCO Discovery Service. So you can view the how-to information. You have basic information or basic search. You have the advanced search and the concept map. Now, if you want to go back to the main landing page of EBSCO Connect, just click on the title and it should take you back to the main landing page. So you can run a search here using any keywords. So if you want to know more information about concept map, you can type in concept map and it's going to show you the results. You can also review the labels here. So this one is an article, and you can also see that this one is a recording. So aside from that, you can also go to Learning tab, and we call this EBSCO Academy. And you can watch a video. So these are all of the recordings that we have uploaded here. So you can use the search bar to type in the title or the name of the recording. If you're looking for EBSCO ebook, you can type in EBSCO ebook. So it's going to show you the recordings for EBSCO ebooks. And finally, you have here instructor-led courses, and we do have public webinars, and these webinars are free. So you can go to instructor-led courses, click on Find Live Courses, and you have here Oceania and Southeast Asia. So in here, you have the list of topics, the name of the trainer, and you have here the schedule and the button to register. And if you want to attend a session on ebook, you can use the search bar and type in ebook. So it's going to filter the results to topics or webinars about ebook. So we have here ebook enthusiast, and on this note, I would like to invite everyone to our upcoming competition. You still have time today and tomorrow to register. And if you want to register, so what you can do is sign up for our training newsletter. So these are the mechanics. And you also have to attend or watch all 4 sessions and complete the 4 quizzes. So if you cannot attend the sessions live, what you can do is watch the recording and just submit the quiz. And if you're going to join the competition, of course, there will be a prize. And the cash prize for the grand winner in Southeast Asia is $50. And there will also be 2 consolation prize winners, and they will receive $25 each. So we're going to provide 2 consolation prizes. And if you want to learn more information about this, but I'm also going to share the link now while we're here. And as mentioned, you have to register for the 4 sessions here. So please make sure that you register for the 4 sessions here. And I'm going to share the link in the chat box. So I encourage you to sign up for the sessions. And to learn more information about this, I'm just going to quickly play this video. Okay, so I hope to see everyone at the competition. You still have time. You can register today or tomorrow, and I hope to see you at the event. So that also takes me to the end of the session for today. And before I conclude or we conclude the session, I do want to ask if you have any questions or clarifications, or is there anything that you want to know that I haven't covered yet? So please let me know. You can unmute your microphones, or you can also type in your questions in the chat box.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. We're gonna go into the Q&A session. Once again,
Okay.
you may ask question using the chat feature on this Zoom in Bahasa Indonesia, and our team will translate them into English as much as possible. Um, you may ask another question, not just one. Maybe while waiting for questions, I will use my rights as the moderator of this this event to ask my question. We talk about the EBSCO Mobile and we talk about the EDS. Are those two connected in each other?
Yes, a great question. Yeah, those are interrelated platforms. So it's the EBSCO mobile app is a complementary feature, and it will provide you with a different way to access your EBSCO resources. And the items that will be retrieved, or the resources that will be retrieved on the mobile app, are coming from your EBSCO Discovery Service. So essentially, it's still the same product, but the difference here is the platform. And the advantage of the EBSCO mobile app over the EBSCO Discovery Service is, of course, first is portability, next is accessibility, and let's say, for example, you're riding a bus and you don't want to actually bring out your laptop and do searching. So what you can do is download the app and then sign in to the app, and from there you can access your resources very easy and very convenient. So yeah, I agree with what you said. It's complementary. Yeah, and they are interrelated in some way.
Uh, Maybe I should like if I'm bookmarking a document in my EDS using my computer and I'm bookmarking let's say another ebook on my mobile
Yeah.
apps. Can I see those two documents on my dashboard?
Yeah, that's another great question. Yes. Yeah, it will be seamless. Anything that you bookmark on your dashboard from your desktop will also be reflected on the dashboard from the app. So they are it's seamless, and the items from the desktop are also and will be integrated on the dashboard from the EBSCO mobile app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe my next question is a bit more technical.
Yeah.
Which one of our audience already mentioned before. We're gonna make a uh, let's say systematic literature review. But I have like let's say a research problem, which is a research question. Sorry, which is in the form of sub question. Uh, uh, how do you change those questions into a good keyword to search on the uh, EDS? Do you have any tricks, or do EBSCO have any some kinds of like helper to change those research question into searchable keywords?
Yeah, if we're going to talk about, well, you can also use the uh the keywords, the natural language keywords when running a search using EDS. But if you want to really use a keyword that is coming from a controlled vocabulary,
Yes.
so what you can use is your EBSCO host subscription. So from by using your EBSCO host subscription, you'll be able to access the subjects. And if you really want to come up with a very specific, and if you want to come up, or if you're looking for resources or keywords coming from a controlled vocabulary, you can use your EBSCO host. But you can also use your EDS. And what you can do is, for example, as mentioned a while ago, if you have a research question, and what you can do is extract the keywords from your research question. So what I did a while ago, I have a research question: does artificial intelligence encourage cheating in education? And we all know that it will be vague to include does and encourage. So what we're going to extract are the keywords only that can be read by the interface, or rather the system. So I used artificial intelligence, which is also indexed. And as you know, but I haven't discussed, but in EDS, they are mapping the vocabularies from, or the results from different vocabularies. This will include the ATLA, the medical subject heading. So they are pulling those resources from the controlled vocabulary. And the artificial intelligence can be considered as a controlled vocabulary. And this is also, so if you want to really come up with a precise search, that's what you can do. So another option that you can do, for example, another research question is, does strapping or so if you come up with another research question, so I'm thinking of another research question, and I would be glad if you can provide me some research questions. But I'm thinking you can also use all right, so just going to pull one of my examples here. All right, sorry. So please bear with me. So another research question, for example, in patients undergoing abdominal surgery, is there evidence to suggest that chewing gum postoperatively compared with not chewing gum postoperatively affects postoperative ileus? So from this research question, I'm going to extract my keywords, and the first keyword that I'm going to use, and this will also be helpful. So I'm going to use patients undergoing abdominal surgery. So that will be the first keyword from based on my research question. And I'm also going to use chewing gum and postoperative ileus. So from there, I'm going to combine my keywords using the Boolean operators. And I can also use the field codes, the one that I showed you a while ago, to come up with a precise search. So that's how I would frame it. So I'm going to quickly show you how we do this, but we're using Sinal for this one, but you can also use EDS for this, but you have to frame it in a different way. So as mentioned a while ago, we have here the question, but this
Yeah.
is will be related for the medical field, but essentially this is still the same. So the pick the question here. For example, we have here a scenario: a registered nurse working on a urology unit, and one of the patients is a 55-year-old man who is recovering from abdominal surgery, specifically a laparoscopic prostatectomy. So the patient complains of abdominal pain and nausea, and his abdomen is distended and he has no bowel sound. So, I'm not going to read the entire question here, but based on the scenario, the research question that we have here is: in patients undergoing abdominal surgery, is there evidence to suggest that chewing gum postoperatively compared with not chewing gum postoperatively affects postoperative ileus? So this will be the research question that I summarize based on the question here, which is lengthy, and you don't want to actually use the keywords here. So we've summarized the question here based on the scenario. So what you can do here is I use a table here. So I segmented this. I'm using this, by the way, using Pico element, but this is also can be applied for EDS. But I'm just showing you how you can segment the keywords and how you can extract keywords from the research question. Now, the patient or population will be patients undergoing abdominal surgery, and I'm using intervention. So you can ignore this, but these are the keywords that I'm going to use. First is patients undergoing abdominal surgery. chewing gum, and affects post-operative ileus. So what you can also do is, now once you have determined your keywords, you can think of the words synonymous with your keywords. So we're going to expound the keywords first, and then we're going to search for this, but unfortunately we don't have the combined keywords yet in the new interface. But as an alternative, what you can do is use the Boolean operator. Just type this in the first field, in the first searched field, and you combine this with your succeeding keywords, which are chewing gum or gum, and post-operative or paralytic ileus or ileus. So that's how you do it. You just have to, we're going to combine this as mentioned, and you can think of your keywords. So for cheating, or you can think of another keyword for education. So what you can do is combine those keywords, the synonyms, and then use the or boolean operator, and then combine that using the and boolean operator. So in that way, you can efficiently search for resources based on the research question. So I hope that answers the question. Or
Yeah, that's very much answered the question.